Hello, Cassidy with Marina Bay Yoga here. Today, we are going to have a practice for your back and your legs, specifically working on flexibility. So this is going to be great to pair after a leg day, after a leg yoga practice to get in some deep stretches, improve your flexibility, and hopefully provide some relief from any discomfort that you're having in your back, your hamstrings, your low legs. All right, go ahead and meet me on your mat when you're ready. You don't need any props today unless you would like to bring a strap or some blocks. As always, you're welcome to do so. We are going to start in a seated position with the feet together and the knees open wide. No need to press those knees down. Just let your body come to a comfortable resting place, and you can go ahead and bring the feet in as close as possible. Now, if you'd like to turn on some music, light a candle, get extra cozy, extra comfy in any way, take your time to do so. Once you are ready and you are here in our nice gentle butterfly, go ahead and move any extra skin out of the way and try to find your sits bones planted on the ground. We're going to start today's practice with a little breath work, a little meditation, and then jump right in. You can bring one hand to your heart and one to your stomach. And if you'd like, you can close your eyes and let your body start to settle in and really allow yourself to become present here. Now begin to feel your breath, feeling the rise and fall as you take air in and let air out. If you find that this pose is becoming quite uncomfortable, you can always slide a block underneath your hips so that you're sitting up on a block. It would look a little something like this. Just sit right on top and come back to that butterfly. Continue to feel the cool air coming in and the warm air flowing out. Staying right here with your breath for just a few more moments. And let out a big exhale. Allow your palms to relax down by your side. And on your inhale, we're going to take the arms up overhead, reaching your fingertips together. Breathe in all that energy, everything you're bringing into the class today, every worry, concern, every excitement, every thought, every feeling. And then on your exhale, start to draw it down and away, releasing everything out just for a few minutes. And go ahead and inhale, draw it all in, bring everything together, everything that's going on in your heart and your mind. And exhale, draw those arms down towards the ground and let something go. One more time, inhale all of that energy up and overhead, and on your exhale, push away anything and everything that you don't want to take with you through this practice. Bring the arms down by your side and go ahead and take those legs out into a big open V. Again, you can stay on the block through this practice or stay on a stool through this practice, okay? But you don't need to. Belly is going to stay nice and strong here. Toes, if anything, are going to point out to the sides, knees pointing up or out to the side, and just sit up nice and tall. Start to engage through those thighs, through those hip flexors. You might already be starting to feel it. See if you can draw the bottom of the knees down towards the mat. Good, yogis. All right, we're going to take the right hand down the right leg, left arm reaches up and overhead, feeling that stretch through the right side, through the left side body. Good. Staying with those nice deep breaths. Now we're going to start to draw the elbow up a little higher and start to peer towards your armpit or your elbow. Maybe even up towards your fingertips, opening the neck just a little bit, and maybe you feel this down your back as well. Unlike some of the yin practices, this one is still quite engaging. We are working on flexibility, but it is still quite engaging through the core, through the thighs. So just notice that difference here. You might feel some warmth. You might feel, I don't know, you might even start to sweat in this practice. Just because we're moving slow doesn't mean it's not requiring energy. All right, on your next exhale, go ahead and rise all the way back up. And we're going to take that left hand down the left leg, right arm comes up and overhead. Good, finding that deep stretch through the left thigh, through the left hamstring, and then start to look up towards your elbow, your armpit, or maybe even your fingertips. Finding your stretch through the right side body. Nice deep breaths here. And on your next inhale, slowly rise all the way back up. Beautiful, yogis. Start to roll those shoulders back, making 3 or 4 circles back, and then 3 or 4 circles forward. And inhale, reach the arms up overhead, and exhale, start to fold forward. We're gonna keep the back really straight here as long as possible. Reach through your fingertips, keep that tailbone tilted up, back nice and long. Space between your ears and your shoulders. And then just when you can't go any further, start to round out the back, reach the hands towards the ground. Maybe the elbows come down and your head comes down towards the ground. We're going to find a little rock here left and right. So you don't need to stay completely still through these poses. You can find a little movement. Notice how this feels through the back of the knees. In your sway, you might feel that one side is a little tighter. Just take note of that. No judgment. Just something to be aware of. I know so often you want to look up at the screen to make sure you're doing it right, but I want to encourage you to let your chin tuck to your chest. Let your neck open through the back. And really allow your body to feel the gravity, the weight pulling you down. Deepening the stretch. You might find the longer we stay here, the closer you come to the ground. Give yourself permission to do so. You might notice some discomfort. See what it feels like to breathe through it rather than try to change the pose or rush through it or ignore it. See what it's like to acknowledge it, to be with it. Now we're going to keep the hands down on the ground and lift up halfway, straightening that back again. Just like how we did on our way down. And then exhale, fold down one more time. You may notice that you come a little bit further. Maybe you walk your hands out a little bit further away from your body. One more deep breath. Now, keep your hands far out in front of you and start to walk those hands over to the right side. This is going to create a very unique stretch rather than coming up first. So see if you can stay down and walk the hands over to the right foot. Maybe you take hold of the right foot. Maybe that feels really good to you. Maybe you reach past the right foot. Maybe your hands are closer to your shins or your knee today. Just honoring where you are. And again, find that little baby movement. This is going to help you find the places that are feeling a little extra tight. And try to keep that left sits bone all the way on the ground so that as you're reaching for the right foot, your left side is planted and firm. Now, on your next inhale, we're going to walk those hands over to the left side. You're doing it right. No need to crank your neck. Walk those hands over to the left side. Ooh, feel the difference. My left side is much tighter lately. Maybe those hands stay close to your knee. Maybe they go down closer to your ankle. Maybe you take hold of your foot. Just honoring this side, honoring this day. And find that little movement. Notice where this pulls for you. If there's anywhere that it's pulling, notice where it feels easy. And see if you can deepen the stretch, really getting into those crooks and crannies where you feel it the most. It's kind of like if you're going to lift weights. It needs to be enough weight that you actually feel it. Same thing when we're stretching. It needs to be enough of a stretch that you're actually feeling it without overdoing it, without pushing yourself. Giving yourself just enough of that edge that it gets the job done without hurting yourself. We're here for just 3 more breaths. And slowly walk those hands back to center. And we're going to very slowly roll up vertebrae by vertebrae here. Nice and slow, slowly lifting all the way up. Roll those shoulders back 3 or 4 times, and then take the shoulders forward 3 or 4 times. Beautiful, yogis. All right, we're going to keep the right leg out to the side. This left foot is going to step in, and then we're going to bring the left knee in, okay? Then we want to take that left foot as far back behind us as it feels good. Maybe it goes all the way to the glute. I'm going to turn so you can see what I mean. Maybe it goes all the way to the glute here, or maybe it stays out to the side a little bit, okay? Whichever one feels best to you. The right leg is still at a diagonal out to the side, okay? Sit up nice and tall, and these toes, if you want to tuck them in, you can. You're going to get a really great stretch through the ankle. I almost called it a wrist. I've been getting my joints mixed up lately. Elbows are knees, wrists are ankles. It's great. All right, let's sit up really tall here. Before we do anything else, we're going to be here for a few breaths. Notice where you feel this through your knee. Notice where you feel it through your hips, your legs, and even your back. And see if you can find a little movement here, same thing as before, finding that little nuance where the stretch really hits, where it really feels good. Good, yogis. All right, we're gonna reach the arms up overhead and we're gonna fold down the center. Exhaling, folding down. Remember, back as straight as possible, as long as possible. And then hands come down and start to fold forward. Notice the knees, okay? If this becomes too much on the knee, this is quite a big stretch for it. Just be aware and you're gonna press back up onto your hands, okay? whichever variation feels best on your body. One more deep breath here. And go ahead and walk those hands all the way back up. Good. We can take this left foot back out, draw the left knee back up, and left foot plants next to our right leg. So go ahead and bring that right leg straight, left leg plants, or left foot plants, sorry, left knee points up. Good. Reach the arms up overhead, look towards your fingertips, and exhale, turn to the left side. Right elbow hooks onto the left knee. Left hand plants behind your left glute, and start to turn your head looking over the left shoulder. Good. Draw that left rib cage open, heart opens. Nice big twist here. And slowly reach those arms back up, turn back forward. Bring the hands down by your side, and we're going to take that left leg out wide, and we're going to bring that right foot in. Bend the right knee forward and start to slide the right foot back. I think when I used to be the mascot, and I think the cheerleaders called this a herky. Y'all will have to let me know if you know. All right, so that right foot is back. Maybe the toes are tucked under a little bit, giving yourself a nice big ankle stretch. Left leg is still at a diagonal. Sit up nice and tall here. A little movement, finding that stretch and noticing any nuances on this side. Now on your next inhale, reach those arms up overhead and slowly exhale, fold forward, back stays straight as long as possible, and hands come down, round out the spine. Choosing whichever variation works for you. Maybe those elbows come down. Maybe you stay up on your hands. See what feels good to your body today. We're just here for 3 more breaths. And slowly walk those hands up. We're going to bring this right foot back around, plant it in the middle of your mat. Left leg comes straight, and go ahead and reach those arms up overhead, and exhale, twist to the right side this time. Left elbow hooks on the outside of the right knee. Right hand plants behind you. Start to roll the right shoulder open, roll the right rib cage open, and peer over that right shoulder. On your next inhale, slowly turn back forward. Both arms come up overhead. Extend your right leg out straight, and exhale, begin to fold forward again, as straight as possible, as long as possible. And finally, when you're ready, reach those hands down wherever it feels good, maybe towards your knees, maybe next to your ankles, maybe all the way down to your feet or past your feet. And ever so slightly, just draw yourself down, bending the elbows a little bit, deepening the stretch. Chin tucks to your chest, head relaxes down, and find that little sway left and right. Go ahead and walk the hands back up nice and slow, vertebrae by vertebrae. And we're going to step the feet down onto the mat, knees point up, and we're actually going to step the feet towards the edges of the mat. Sit up nice and tall, and we're going to begin to fold over the legs, okay? So your hands can come down towards the feet, and we're going to let the chin come towards the chest and just fold over here. Knees stay out to the side, elbows can come on the inside of your legs. This is a really nice big stretch for the back, for the neck. You might even feel it in your hips. Three more deep breaths. And slowly roll back up. We're going to bring the hands down to the ground and slide those knees back behind you, coming into a tabletop. Hands and knees are on the ground, really long, straight back here. And we're going to do a few cat-cows. It's hard to get through a practice without a few cat-cows. They're just so good for us. So on your inhale, you're going to draw your heart up, and this first little arch might feel pretty intense after all those folds. So be really gentle on your back, tilting the tailbone up, drawing the belly down, arching the back, and begin to draw the head down, round out the spine. Start to move with your breath, inhaling up, lifting the heart, lifting the chest, draw the tailbone up and let the belly come down. Good, exhale, head comes down, round out the spine. You might find a little movement here in your hips, continuing the cat-cow, continuing to round and arch with your breath. But you may add on a little swaying movement with the hips. You might want to add on some big circles. Continuing the cat-cow, right? Continuing the arch and the rounding, but just adding in some circles as you do it. Don't worry too much about what you look like. Probably nobody's watching. And if they are, they're probably impressed. All right, come back through center, and we're going to send those hips all the way back into child's pose. Big toes come together, knees can open as wide as it feels good, and start to lower the belly towards the ground. Allow the forehead to press against the earth. Fingers relax, toes relax. Feel this big extension through the spine. And on the next inhale, we're going to come to puppy pose. So begin to walk your hands forward. Lower legs can come parallel to each other. Hands come towards the top of the mat. Knees are at a 90-degree angle, and start to lower your chest, your heart towards the ground. Tailbone points up. Find a nice big arch in the back. And in this pose, you do want to find some stillness, allowing the body to relax completely down. 3 more deep breaths here. And then go ahead and crawl it all the way forward into your Sphinx pose. So hips press down to the ground, legs extend long back behind you, palms relax, and your elbows are directly under your shoulders. Good. We're going to bend the knees and let those feet rock left and right. Now, if this is too much on the back, and sometimes it is, especially after all those folds, You're going to come all the way down onto your belly, look towards one hand, and then bend your knees and let your feet rock left and right. This is also a really great massage for your thighs. Choose whichever variation feels good to you. And start to draw that chin to your chest, elongating the neck. Good. We want to do some contracting poses after all of the forward folds. Sorry, some counteracting poses. And bring those legs back down. Good. All right, we're all gonna lower all the way down. So if you're already there, that's perfect. We'll meet you there. And then go ahead and bend the knees and reach the hands back to the feet. That thigh stretch. All right, when you're ready, you're gonna slowly lift your chin, lift your chest, and lift the knees, coming into your bow pose. Knees come up, heart lifts. Gentle opening here. Hands press against the feet, feet press against the hands. Maybe the longer you stay here, the bigger lift you've got. Just see what feels good, no force. And slowly release it down. Release your feet, release your hands under you, and we're gonna press up into a cobra. Hands come right underneath your shoulders and start to press those arms straight, lifting your heart, lifting your shoulders. Take a big inhale. Relax the shoulders away from your ears. Press the belly a little closer to the ground. Relax your toes. Good, yogis. And press all the way up into your tabletop and make your way onto your back. However you want to get there, circle your feet under you, do a backflip. I don't know, however you want to get there. Bring your feet down to the ground as close to your glutes as possible. And we're going to reach those arms open to a big T. We've got a figure 4 on each side. So go ahead and take the right foot and cross it over the left knee into a figure 4. We're going to take 3 deep breaths here. And slowly keep the same structure. Bring your legs towards the left side. So your right foot will be on the ground, right knee will point up, and left knee will be pressing against the right foot to keep it close to your left hand. And then slowly turn your nose to look towards your right hand. Good. So you're still in your figure 4, your legs are just laying down towards the left side. Good, yogis. 3 more deep breaths here. And slowly draw those legs back up. Uncross your right foot and bring your left foot to your right knee, coming into your figure 4 on the left side. Notice any differences, notice any nuances. And then slowly keep this structure, draw your legs over towards the right side. So left foot is on the ground this time, left knee points up, and your right knee is on the ground and it's pressing against the right ankle. Slowly turn your nose towards the left side, deepening that supine twist. 3 more deep breaths here. And on your next inhale, draw those legs back up. Uncross your left leg. Bring your knees towards your nose. Give yourself a loving hug. And slowly rock and roll yourself. Hands back behind your thighs, rolling the length of your mat. Rock and roll yourself all the way up to seated. You can crisscross your legs if you'd like. Yogis, as always, it is a joy to practice with you. The love and the light in me sees the love and the light in you. I hope that this day is better than you even imagined it would be. And I will see you next time, probably tomorrow, for our next class. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.